Hello and welcome to Promenade Française, the place where you learn French through conversation. What does that mean exactly? The first textbook that you're going to want to get a hold of is Greetings, Part 1. And Greetings, Part 1 is a bunch of conversations in the day of Marie. Remember, our characters are Marie and Nicolas. So our first textbook starts with Marie, and it's about some conversations that Marie has on Monday and on Tuesday. We left off talking about how to learn French and how to stay motivated and how to, piece by piece, start to learn this language. If you've struggled to learn French in the past, you're in the right place because I have struggled to learn French as well. All right, so what are we going to do? On Friday, I'm going to release a bunch of material. Even if you don't purchase the book Marie, Greetings in French Part 1, don't worry. I'm going to create a couple of different types of material so that you can start to learn French. And in order to stay motivated, we need to have very concrete goals, and also we need to break them down into little parts. And then as we start to master the French language, one conversation at a time, then we're going to have the motivation to continue. So in the book, Greetings in French Part 1, if we just focus on Monday for a minute, there are 29 sentences, approximately 10 different conversations, meaning she talks to 10 different people. And within those 10 conversations, in total, there are 29 sentences. If you've never learned French before, or if you're struggling to learn French, then go ahead and start the process. Learn with me. Come back on Friday, because on Friday, I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can get a hold of some material. In the materials, there will be some links, and you're going to click a link. You're going to be able to access the study guide. The study guide is going to tell you what to do each day. And basically, there's 3 different things that you can do. Number 1, you can listen to the audio file. Number 2, you're going to have access to a Quizlet link. So all of the vocabulary that you will learn in those 29 sentences is going to be in the Quizlet link. So you can click the Quizlet link, and then you can start learning the vocabulary. All right, so what's the difference? The audio file is the conversations. The first sentence you hear is going to be, it's actually my voice. I'm going to introduce the situation. Then I'm going to read the sentence in English. And then we have a French tutor who will read the sentence in French. So in total, she's going to read 29 sentences in French. You're going to be able to listen to those sentences in English and then listen to those same sentences in French. The Quizlet is all of the words from those 29 sentences. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the Quizlet app, or maybe you can just go onto the Quizlet website, and you're going to use the flashcards, and also you can play the game in order to learn the vocabulary words. So you can see how by listening to French and then through the Quizlet, by learning the individual words, you're going to start to understand the audio files much better. Finally, on Friday, I'm going to give you a weekly challenge document. And the weekly challenge is for next week. Next week, you're going to have the audio file, the Quizlet file, but you're also going to have this weekly challenge document. Exercises to do each day for 6 days. Do 3 tasks each day. So each day you're going to want to listen to the audio file, and then you are going to do some Quizlet exercises, and then finally you're going to do the weekly challenge. So what's the weekly challenge? The weekly challenge document breaks up Monday into 6 parts, and you're going to write the sentences in French. The very first conversation is between Marie and her cat. She says, what does she say? Good morning, Sam. You're so cute. How are you this morning? And in French, she says, Bonjour, Sam. Tu es très mignon. Comment vas-tu ce matin? And then the cat responds, meow. So anyways, that's the first conversation. So as you can hear, I'm a little bit ahead because I already know this sentence. Bonjour Sam. Bonjour Sam. Tu es très mignon. And so on Monday, you're going to have a document where you can actually write. Either you're going to write with your hand or maybe you're going to type. I think it's better if you write by hand. And you're going to want to write each sentence like 10 or 15 or even 20 times. And the purpose is to start to input those words into your brain. All right, so by listening to the audio file and then by using the Quizlet to get engaged with the vocabulary, and finally with the weekly challenge, you're going to write each sentence in those conversations on Monday. There's a little bit of confusion because in the book, there are 10 conversations on Monday. This is Monday, April 8th in Marie's life. But for you, the weekly challenge is going to be those 10 conversations which happen in the life of Marie on Monday. Actually, the weekly challenge has 6 days. There are a couple of extra little assignments inside of the weekly challenge document. They have to do with some grammar exercises, like really basic grammar, nothing too complicated. We're going to release that on Friday. So come back on Friday and I'll have everything for you. On the weekend, you can familiarize yourself with all of the documents. And then on Monday, we start the challenge. So welcome aboard. Join this process to learn French with me. And let's learn our first 29 French sentences.